imagine that I'm basically a wall in front of you.
Okay.
Give me a practice swing. Imagine that I'm just a wall in front of you. Boom. Let the club just release just a little bit. I'll hold it open
Okay.
like that. Just a little bit of release, right? Where ultimately, when you're here, if I stood out in front of you, you should be able to take this hand off and shake my hand.
Okay.
Just like that. There. Which is, don't put your hand backward. There. I'd have to be like this to shake your hand, correct?
Yeah.
So in here, good.
Okay.
Alright, that's perfect, because that's the point that we want, that the club face is ultimately square. If it's here, with the toe pointing directly in the air, we put that back on the ground, perfectly square.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to have some stick back here to kind of show you like a proper plane that the club would swing at. Switch positions with me for just 1 minute back there. So if I was going to lay my club on the ground, lay it flat on the ground, kind of matches to this line back here. And ultimately what that plane, this represents kind of a plane, okay? And when we swing, we're kind of going to want to swing it on this plane. Does that make sense? So you're imagining that it's going straight up, straight down. So when we swing, I kind of want you to swing up the plane.
Yeah.
And most people end up going this way with the club, and the club swings left, and we kind of hang back on our back foot. And what we don't have is really good extension. So one of the things that you can kind of focus on is, I want you to basically swing here, where the club face points up into the air. We're halfway back, and that's a square club face. This right here would be really closed or really open. Okay. If it's like this, imagine me hitting the ball here. Where's that ball going to go?
That way.
To the right, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to work on being square here, swinging to the top, and your focus is kind of, I want you to work on kind of swinging the club under the stick, and then swing out here, and that's that extension point that we were after before. Okay? We swing this way, we swing over the top this way to hit the ball. See how I'm kind of jammed, my hands are jammed in right now? And now I'm here.
Yeah.
My weight's on my back foot.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're ultimately, like I said, all I want you to do is kind of just make a swing and just kind of rehearse for me what we're after. We're not going to hit the ball. Okay? Yeah, really slow for me. So kind of just swing back to my hand here. Boom. So like right there.
Right there.
Really good width.
Okay.
Excellent. So that's really good. And then swing to the top. Perfect. And now start slowly down. And kind of swing basically under the stick. Perfect. So right into here.
Right there.
It's a little far behind, but we're exaggerating it because we're going to make a little change. And then from here, swing right basically to impact. Stop your club right here. Boom. And so when you get here, where's your weight now? Forward. It's on your forward leg, right. And then when you swing, imagine there's a wall or stick out in front of you. Really good extension.
So one thing we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about
how to shape the golf ball. And by shape the golf ball, I mean how can we hit it left to right, right to left, low draw, high fade, pretty much everything in between. So Nick, how do you feel? You like to move the golf ball, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel you like to move the golf ball? What adjustments do you make?
I think about my hands and coming over or extending out.
Okay. All right. And Anthony, what do you like to do?
I like to change my stance before I adjust the ball a little bit.
Okay. Not manipulate the golf club as much?
No.
Okay, so it's pretty much just stance, right? Okay, so let's just kind of, I'm going to actually have you kind of demonstrate here. We're just going to set up. This is going to be neutral to us, that line. Basically for our straighter ball play. Which way do you like to work the golf ball?
I like to go right to left.
You like to go right to left. All right, show me how you'd set up actually to hit one left to right here.
Left to right.
We're just going to kind of open that stance up a little bit, right? Club face stays square to the target no matter what.
Yep.
And let's see you hit one here left to right. Just like that, right?
Yep.
Pretty good. All right, now give me, let's see you hit one more here.
One more.
Give me one that's going to go right to left. Have a nice closed stance, right? Let's close that stance even just slightly. There you go. Perfect. So Nick, as Anthony likes to do here, he kind of likes to just basically get his neutral stance, and the only thing he likes to do is hit it left to right. Is kind of going to open his stance up. Basically, the club face is going to stay square to the target, right? Club face is always going to stay square to the target, and then we're kind of just going to manipulate our feet. Versus when you set up, let's set up for a draw, good closed stance. When you get into that closed stance, your hands are actually naturally going to roll over a little bit more, okay? Versus now, show me the open stance. Perfect. In that open stance, basically, it's going to be a little bit easier to kind of swing a little left through it. You don't necessarily have to hold the club out and keep that club face open. All right. So it's going to be much easier. So let me see. Actually, just hit 1 or 2 here, and let's see what we got. What are we going for? Which ball flight?
We'll go for the right to left draw.
Right to left draw. Perfect. Little closed stance, right? That's pretty good. I wish I could hit it like that every time.
No, sir. I'm a 6-handed
Let me see you get open there. Hit one left or right for me. One more time.
One more.
Yeah. To get you down to a 4, what do we got? A little bit more consistent, right?
More control.
More control.
You to be able to hit a fade more often.
Open stance. Or keep that club face square to the target. And just make that good golf swing. Alright, a little bit of work to do. We'll continue to focus on that.
Sounds good.
Good job.
Thank you.